.67. So your rate did increase, but it did increase because your values increased. So your rate decreases. But unless you have the same value of home, which if you do, if you have the same value of home as you did last year as you do this year, you will pay less taxes. That is true. However, if you increased in value, you are subject to pay more taxes. The no new revenue maintenance and operation rate this year was .579560. The voter approval rate was .599844, and when we add the .07777 onto it, that's where we come up with a .677621. That is your voter approval and debt rate together is what that is. And that is the calculation that I used to come up with $3,441,000 in tax revenue this year, compared to 3.3 last year. So it's actually about 106,000 more this year. Again, it don't affect everybody, but that is a possibility. And with that, I don't know if everybody knew, but last year I presented a budget that was $128,000 in the red. And with what we did and what we accomplished this year, what I presented to the council and they approved tonight was a budget in the black by $26,000. According to my 5-year plan last year, we were supposed to be $109,000 in the red this year. So I think it was remarkable that we were able to come into the black.
No, there's a chat, Steve dropped.
Oh, Steve dropped? Okay.
He did it.
Oh, he had to leave the meeting. Steve left the meeting, that's fine.
No.
Do you have anything from that?
Obviously, everybody knows how to figure your tax rate. What you do is you take your value, divide it by 100, and multiply it times the tax rate. Say the city does adopt the .677621, that will tell you how much your city taxes are. But you also got your county taxes on there. You also got your school taxes on there. So all that comes together when you get your bill.
The school went down this year too.
School went down 20% this year, so, off the new legislation.
Be prepared for a lot next year.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Any new questions? I kind of covered it in the last open session, but anybody has any questions, comments? So then otherwise,
You just announced that it'll be the city council won't adopt the tax rate till the 5th at 6 p.m.
so that will be at September 5th, 6 p.m.
Yes.
Next Tuesday.
So I need to close the public hearing. Close the public hearing at 7:44 p.m. And action from the public hearing is that we will meet September 5th, 2023 at 6 p.m. City Council shall announce a public hearing, the date, time, and place of the meeting at which to vote on the proposed tax rate. The meeting to vote on the tax change may not be held later than the 7th day after the date of the public hearing. September 5th, 2023, we will be meeting here in the council chambers to vote on this tax rate. So if you want to come back and look them in the eyes and tell them what you want, come do it, please. So we'll end with council comments.
I do want to comment, this gentleman. 3 of us have to deal with Yale. Yale has been bad for years. So we're not getting special, treatment. And I wish people would quit using Yale and use Robert's
Right, now
cutoff.
I understand Yale is, because that's another big road for the cutoff
That they're cutting through.
Jacksboro Highway, Roberts Cutoff to Yale, to go where?
Yeah.
To Naval Station and to Fort Worth, Burgers Lake, all that stuff back there. And again, who's footing the bill for the upkeep?
Yeah, the, kinda like the buses coming through, missing us, shouldering our roads up. Another thing, a lot of these roads, councils in the past put off and put off and put off, because they knew we had to put water lines, they knew sewer, we had to get started, then Atmos comes in, and they tore up roads we've already repaired. Well, some of that, you know, was a plan in the past. I wasn't on council back then. COVID come in, that hit a lot of the crews. I had to listen to my dad for years laugh how Sampson Park had better roads than River Roads. So, the second thing I'd like to comment on, I went to Castleberry I went my whole life, but my high school was 74 to 78, and I was with a lot of people that were volunteer firemen. Kids that were underage, so to speak. I mean, they could drive, they carried their gear with them, so I got to go a lot of times when they'd get the call, they'd go. And I fought in an election just to try to keep our volunteer fire department, but they couldn't get volunteer. I know so many people that have been, it became their first family, to be honest with you. Some of the kids I knew, the fire department was their first family.
I hated 5 years here in River Oaks on the fire department.
I hated to see it go. But, in defense of it, we now got Fort Worth. They got stuff that Sampson Park, the people we had mutual aid with, Sampson Park, Westworth Village, White Settlement, that they could only dream of having. So we got, in a phone call, if we got some kind of incident, chemical spill or something, we got Fort Worth. If we need a ladder truck, we got Fort Worth. If we need, which we shouldn't, there is no water, water rescue, we got Fort Worth. And that's, to me, that benefit, although it's cost us a library and it's cost us maybe other things we wanted to do, that's a huge benefit. That's a huge.
I understand that. I'm just saying that, you know, when you shut down something, a lot of people don't know where that money goes to after it gets shut down. I served 5 years on the River Oaks Fire Department before 9/11 happened and stuff, and I was sent out. So I know what it was like on the fire department.
And it was a second family, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I mean, when lost Brian and Philip Dean, that was crushing. So, been there, done that, and I'm glad to see that we do have the fire department, and it is full-time and stuff, but maybe, I don't know, maybe there would be helpful to have a backup system of firefighters still on volunteer or something like that that could help out, and things. I mean, we just saw.
I don't think we can do that anymore, right?
We also only maintain about half the fleet that used to be maintained back in the volunteer days. We only have 2 fire engines, 1 staff, 1 in reserve.
We've got the best coverage we've ever had. I appreciate all of those, including yourself, that served both military and for our fire department here. But I tell you what, one of the first times, once we came on full-time, there was a little fire over in what I call the college streets, don't know which one, but they had the streets blocked off. I thought the whole town must have been on fire. It was so huge. And we had Lake Worth, I don't know exactly, but I think we had Lake Worth, we had Fort Worth, River Oaks, Lake Worth, Sampson Park. I mean, I thought this thing was huge. Come to find out, it was a single-car garage that burned up. So we have excellent coverage now with great people from several departments, and as far as the safety factor. And I think, aren't we about at the point where we should start seeing some insurance reductions? What was it, 5 years or something that?
We're just about due to do an ISO regrade, now that everything is in place. We were waiting to get the fire station remodel completed, and, in the next year or 2, we'll be looking at that.
So a little light of hope, once that happens, your property insurance should go down, once they acknowledge that we have a full-time hospital as well. Is that it?
I'm kidding.
Yoli?
I just want to say that I have been on the city council